All right, welcome in. It is the final day of July, if you can believe that, the 31st. We're almost to football, which is why we're going to talk a little football coming up today. We're going to break down the AFC East for you here, give you some of our thoughts and maybe a bet or two. We got some predictive markets. We got a parlay of the day. We've got, Art the Caesar back in the house, ready to go here today. Bryan Power manages to show up like a bad rash. Always a pleasure to see you, gentlemen. Art, always good. I kid you, BP. I thought they made a cream for that. So let's talk here a little bit. We've got some news this morning, it looks like. Trade deadline is on Monday, but we just saw Casey Mize get taken down against the Athletics tonight, which... I guess the rumors are that he's likely already going to be traded. Now, if you're trading Casey Mize, call me crazy, Art. Skubal likely not that far behind then, right? Is it starting to tear down here for the Detroit Tigers, you think?
You would think so. I mean, obviously the Skubal deal is probably a little bit more difficult to, make happen than the Casey Mize deal. A lot of moving parts with Skubal. You got to probably put a lot in there to get him. But yeah, I mean, we're going to start seeing this over these next couple of days, like you said, with Monday being the trade deadline. But this is what makes it a lot of fun if you're a Major League Baseball fan.
Yeah, I mean, BP, let's be honest here. It changes the scope of some of these teams here a little bit. I mean... I'm starting to read a lot of quotes from guys being like, yeah, it's a little different going into the clubhouse, like not know if we're going to be here or not, come Monday. So I guess tread carefully, maybe, especially with teams that could very well be sellers here, right?
Yeah, and we had talked about on yesterday's show how some of these teams, it's tough to identify if they're going to be a buyer or seller this weekend at the trade deadline. So many teams kind of hovering around that 500 mark. There's very few teams that I would say are absolutely out of contention, maybe 6 or 7 between the two leagues. And you've only got a handful of teams at the top. By the way, you talk about how things could change wildly. Imagine if Skubal goes to the Dodgers, which is being heavily rumored right now. I mean, that would just, what would the Dodgers, imagine what the price on the Dodgers is going to be. We were reviewing to make the playoffs yesterday. That's crazy, man. I hope he goes somewhere else besides LA, anywhere else, literally any other team besides Dodger Blue.
If I'm the Dodgers, what do I give a rip? I mean,
they don't care. Yes.
I mean, everything is changing January 1st anyway. You might as well. And listen, if I'm the Dodgers, more than anything else, if he's pitching for me, he's not pitching against us. Yes. Go for it. I mean, that's to me, that's what it's all about. But we got plenty of Major League Baseball here tonight. Had to cry my way through watching the Yankees lose again in extra innings by walking into winning run, Art. But how did the books do overall yesterday?
Well, it was a funny night, right? I mean, obviously Yankees lose, but then you had a bunch of favorites who ended up winning. The Mets were a favorite, the Braves were a favorite, Dodgers were a favorite, and then I think we all saw every game went under. So... I mean, what a night. I mean, it's one of those nights where 10 games, they all seem to go under. You would think with all the unders, it would be good because, like I said, people always bet overs. The public always bets overs. So despite, a couple of these favorites and popular favorites winning, you throw the Yankees in there losing. That's got to be a winning formula.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, to say the least, I think, here over the next couple of days. But we do have, once again, some interesting situational spots in Major League Baseball today. Anytime you get teams with the extra innings and bullpens and questions, it's going to be interesting today. A lot of value on the board and a lot of big-name pitchers. Skeens, Hunter Green on the mound there. Hunter Brown, Evaldi, Imanaga. I mean, you go down the list. There's a lot of big names here on this list today, Art. So tell me, sharp-wise, what are you seeing? You hearing anything?
Yeah, a couple of things sharp-wise for baseball, and I'll throw you a couple WNBA totals. In baseball, they're on the Nationals, and then they laid the 1.5 with the Blue Jays because of Cease. In the WNBA, they took over 177 with the Dream. They took under 169 with the Mystics.
Oh, did you get that in there, BP? Get your WNBA action going on there?
Yes, the Mystics. When you
Yes,
there's no better way.
just saying, yes.
There's no better way for me to roll into the weekend than betting the Washington Mystics.
You
Right, that's
love
Washington.
that. You're going to that
Okay.
game. Oh, no, you're going to the Guardians game. Well,
Yes,
might as
that's
well
right.
go to the
Yeah.
Mystics. Really didn't make
Yeah.
a damn bit of difference there. Interesting series for them coming up here. Certainly this weekend and beyond. Will they score enough runs? Will they make any moves? Questions is what we have. Maybe more so than answers, but means we got to get a parlay of the day going on here, guys. Art, how did we do yesterday? I do not recall. I know BP probably lost, so how did you and I do?
Why would you say something like that?
If the shoe
You know what?
fits.
BP got. I'll say this: BP got screwed. He had Nationals
Yes.
team total over. They should have went over.
Yes.
I
Screw
know I hit
him.
mine.
I had the game total
I-
over. The game total should have went over as well.
We both needed the same
doubt.
run, Joe. How about that?
Yep.
Me and Joe, two good
Incredible.
buddies, needing the same thing.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. 3 and 4 hitter literally left 9 guys on base. That's great.
Yeah, it was not good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So we got to make it up here today. So, BP, since you lost, let's go. Talk to us here. Where are you going on the board for a parlay of the day leg?
Yeah, and just even to shovel more dirt on yesterday, the Nationals hit 3 solo home runs in the first 4 innings. When I was watching it, I was like, come on, why can't one guy be on base for these home runs? Nevertheless, returning the page from yesterday, we actually did win our lone client release. I'll talk about last night. I'll talk about that in just a little bit. But for the parlay of the day, I'm going to focus on the game I'm going to be at, Joe. I'm going to take the Cleveland Guardians. Tanner Bybee, I know he doesn't get a lot of run support, but he's pitched very, very well. And these Guardians return home. I think they will score enough. A big starting pitching edge with Bybee against Bratt, who's going for Arizona. And I believe the Guardians bullpen has given up the second fewest runs this month, trailing Boston. So I like the pitching edge for the Gardos tonight. Look for them to start this homestand with a W.
All right. Completely didn't hear anything after he said I won my play last night. So, Art, go ahead, back it up. What do you got? Second leg of this parlay of the day?
Well, as we mentioned yesterday on the long shot section, I think the Pirates are going to make the playoffs. So I'm getting a cheap price on Skeens coming off a loss. Pirates need the game. Give me the Pirates.
All right, Pirates it is. All right, so we've got a couple of... I'll take the Brewers. I think at a cheap price, even at 160 here. I have no idea why the Angels and Johnson, who seems to be the worst starting pitcher in all of Major League Baseball, I have no idea why they are not more expensive than $1.60, but I'll take them in this spot here tonight on the road. Drohan versus Johnson in that one there. So kudos. Hopefully we'll get a 3 for 3 in this spot here tonight, guys. Let's talk some predictive markets here. And so after we've heard what we've heard, and boy, oh boy, I think the trade deadline, it's a lot of hype. But if we're being honest here, guys, I think with the pending possible lockout and no baseball in the near future, I think it's going to be crazy. And if it is, I don't know, Art. Who is it? The Dodgers, and that's it. Obviously, if they get Skubal, that's gonna. But is there any reason to look towards anybody else to win the World Series here this year?
Well, I mean, I think if you look at anyone but the Dodgers, you're looking for value. Obviously, there's no value on the Dodgers right now. And if they make a Skubal move, there's clearly no value on them. But I did have someone once say to me, hey, if you take the Dodgers at plus 140 and you win that bet, it's hard to win bets at minus 110. So, people sometimes have that logic as well. I don't want to be a homer here, but I'm still going to look to the Yankees. The American League is so weak. I think the Yankees are going to make plenty of moves here at the deadline because they realize how weak the American League is. And if they do the right things and get some guys back like Stanton and Judge, and they get that pitching in line with those really good starters, they should make the World Series. So I think I'm still going to look towards the Yankees there.
Well, let me show you guys that. I mean, the Dodgers are trading at 35 cents. Obviously, a lot of baseball, 2 months left to go here, but BP, Yankees right there at 12, tied with the Brewers, then Atlanta. I mean, is now the 35 cents? Are we not buying into the Dodgers here at this point?
Well, again, what do we always preach on this show? In case if you're new here, we preach, hey, they don't have to win it all. We just need to wind up buying now and cash out at a better price. I mean, yeah. I mean, does anyone, I mean, what kind of percent? I mean, that's a little higher than the percentage I have for the Dodgers to win it all. But at the same time, it feels like the Dodgers have better than a 34% chance of winning it all, right? Given they could get Scooble. I mean, look, anything can happen in baseball in a short series, even if it's 7 games. But yeah, I mean, one would fathom that the Dodgers percent's going to just go up. That price will go up. As far as Art, what he just said on the Yankees, I'll co-sign that. The Yankees have been an unlucky team this year. They're 1-8 extra inning games. Now, you would think that would begin to normalize down the stretch. Art also mentioned Aaron Judge will come back eventually. The team will start scoring more runs. They've got the best bullpen, at least by ERA in all of baseball. So, yeah, I think the Yankees are a contender. I don't know. I can't really buy Milwaukee. I don't think. And Milwaukee, we saw that song and dance last year against the Dodgers.
Jeez.
Yeah. I don't know.
Are we selling the Cubs short here, though, who finally start to maybe kick it into a different they have to be buyers, right? I mean, they have to be buyers for pitching. There's more pitching, I think, than hitting. That's the only thing that scares me, Art, with the Yankees.
Yep.
Because there's not a lot of bats that I think are going to move the needle. There are a lot of, I think, some arms that can help teams like the Yankees don't need pitching. That's the problem. There's no reason for them to go after Scobel, except for maybe trying. He's a rental. He's going to be a free agent one way or the other once baseball resumes. Let's not forget, he's a Scott Boras client.
Yep.
He's going to free agency. So he's a rental. That's it. And the Yankees have really no need. Starting pitching is not the Yankees' problem. So, but the Cubs, I don't know. Can we see the Cubs making a move here?
Yeah, why not? I mean, the Cubs should feel like, they're contenders. I mean, if they're sitting there, like BP said, I'm with him. I don't ever trust Milwaukee in the playoffs. Obviously the Phillies, the Braves, all these other teams in the National League have some issues. So maybe the Cubs in their minds sitting there saying, hey, we're right behind the Dodgers. We're the second team in the NL. Let's go take a shot. Who knows? Maybe do we know where Casey Mize went yet? Has that been announced?
Nothing announced yet, yeah. But he's exactly the kind of... Listen, I wouldn't be shocked if Walker gets pulled down, too, getting ready to pitch in Colorado here tonight. I think him and Lugo likely gone as well. The Padres need pitch. I know there's some teams trying to vie that could really use some of these arms that are certainly available. We saw the Mets begin to dismantle the bullpen last night, right? Minter pitches... And then immediately gets shipped off to Minnesota. So Minnesota's buying. Didn't see that coming, BP, did you?
No, it was at this time last year. Remember, they traded half their team. As a matter of fact, it was one of the most incredible sell-offs at a deadline ever. I think they literally traded a third of the big league club. And here we are a year later, and they're buyers. Who knows? And in a depth-shy American League, maybe they can get something done. I'm not necessarily buying the Twins. I'm actually selling them this weekend, but we'll get to that in our long shot segment. But you know what's funny? You mentioned the Cubs, though, Joe. I don't agree with the Cubs being below the Phillies on that list. I noted that I was selling on the Phillies yesterday. The Cubs do need a starter because obviously their pitching has been injured all year, so that is key. But yeah, I mean, I think the Cubs are safely a playoff team. And, again, I don't think they're going to go down from 4%. Are they? It's not going to get lower than that number. I can't imagine it would.
I don't think it's going to get any lower there. I mean, they're clearly one of the top 3 teams in the National League right now. I think anyway. But I keep going back to Tampa needing to win the American League East, having the best record there, because I think there's a big difference between having to beat the Yankees at the Trop as opposed to the Bronx. So I think that number gets higher. Like, so when I'm looking 4 point, what are they right now? 5.2, 5.8 cents. I think that number grows if they win the American League East, and I don't see any reason why they can't. It just feels like buy low now are, again, if they represent the American League in the World Series, either which way, you're going to get big money here over the next 2 months if Tampa does what we think they're going to do.
Yeah, no doubt. And what do they have? At least a 2 or 3 game lead right now.
Yes.
On the Yankees for the division. And obviously they'll probably have a couple, maybe a series or 2 left with the Yankees, and they've played the Yankees tough all year. So I would think right now they have the tiebreaker with the Yankees as well as far as games played when they played head to head. So yeah, I mean, you look at Tampa Bay in that respect, of course. It's interesting. They're always a team who normally, not that they always sell, but rarely do they make moves. So we'll see what they do at the deadline.
I think it's going to be interesting. Go ahead, BP.
Yeah, and to your point, Joe, about the Rays clearly would want a potential playoff series with the Yankees at home. They would want home field advantage. Home field advantage means more to Tampa Bay. Just to kind of underscore that point, this season, guys, Tampa Bay 40-16 record at home. That is the best in all of baseball. They are below 500 on the road. I think all three of us, feel free to disagree if you'd like, either of you guys, but I would be more the Yankees probably feel more confident having to go to Tampa to win that series than Tampa would be going to the Bronx. Just to the thing, I think the Yankees don't necessarily need the home field advantage to win a potential playoff series with the Rays, whereas the Rays definitely need home field advantage to beat the Yankees in a playoff series.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's not even close there in that spot. So, all right, you guys, I still think that with 2 months left, I think the predictive markets offer you guys some great hedging opportunity, especially if you're holding some future tickets. But even the where you want to go chalky, 35 cents with the Dodgers buying in now. If the Dodgers are representing the National League, that's going to be a 70-cent ticket. I don't care who they're playing. Yes. It's going to be a 70-cent ticket. So now might be the pretty good time in order to be able to jump in there and hold that for another 30 to 40 days. All right, we got some AFC East preview we want to do here today. Before we do that, of course we do, and who doesn't love to get into the business here because we get to look at President's leotard. I did confirm, matter of fact, there will be some auctions of giving out apparently some autographed thongs from the Prez. I know everyone was very excited when we mentioned that yesterday. Don't worry, Prez says he's got you covered when he gets back. But in the meantime, BP, you mentioned before that you had a winner last night. Of course you did. So go ahead and tell us what you have tonight for the folks at WagerTalk.
Yeah, up nearly 60 units now since mid-April, 5-1 this week. Joe, Art, it's funny. He mentioned the unders last night. Well, I cashed 5 over with the Dodgers Mariners. Kind of didn't go according to script because guess what happened, Joe? About 2 hours before first pitch, the Dodgers said Ohtani's not playing. Well, we still cashed. They did all the as a matter of fact. So that one didn't necessarily the script, but anytime a ticket cashes, we'll take it. And I am number 1 in all this season with total MLB totals capper. I've got another total at my page tonight, wt.buzz/BP, as we look to make it 6-1 to start the week.
I gotta love that, BP. All right, you're crushing it. Sag got 2 up and available over at WagerTalk.com. Free play is up as well, wt.buzz/JR. You can hop on over and check those out while we get ready to check out what should be a very interesting, I think, AFC East this year here, guys. Art, I'm going to start with you here, my man. We already know. Well, let's just say Dolphins are not winning it. The Jets are not winning it. So it leaves us 2 teams here. What are we thinking, Art, in the AFC East here?
Yeah, it's one of those divisions where we talked about a division yesterday where you could probably make a case for all the teams to win, even though, the Vikings were pulling up the rear. Man, you look at this division, obviously the Bills are a favorite. They're like -150, -160 out there. New England right behind them at like +150, as high as maybe +165 I've seen. Dolphins are going to be one of the worst teams in the league. They're the second team to have the worst record odds-wise in the whole league at plus 375. The Jets are interesting because there are some people who are trying to, say, hey, this is going to be a bounce-back year for the Jets. They'll win some games. I mean, a bounce-back year in the sense for maybe they win 6 or 7. So it's really Bills or nothing. I think when you look at the Bills, you look at, hey, can they get the 1 seed in the AFC? That's like 5-1. Once again, I mentioned the Dolphins have the worst record. There's going to be a lot of people playing alternates with the Jets. Their team total is 5.5 for wins. Maybe they play the under 4.5, get some plus money. Maybe they like the Jets, take over 6.5, take some plus money. So there's a lot of ways to go. I haven't seen this market yet, but if the Jets get off to a rough start, Aaron Glenn, first coach to be fired, possibly in play.
I like, you know what, Art? I kind of like the direction you're going with that. And yeah, I think that would be fantastic, except I need them to lose as many games as possible, though. So keep his ass on the staff for a little while. Yep. BP, what are you thinking here with this division, AFC East?
So as July comes to a close, the Bills are, you look at the 8th division, obviously this can change in the next month, but the Bills are the biggest favorite we have to win any division. Joe and Art, Art kind of hit on that in a little bit. There's only 2 teams with a minus next to them in the division that I'm seeing right now in the division market, at least at the place where you wear the crown. Buffalo is at minus 136, and then Baltimore's minus 112 in the North. So I do think Buffalo. So here's the thing. I do think Buffalo wins this division. We haven't mentioned New England, by the way. They were in the Super Bowl last year. I don't know if you remember that game. I think we're all expecting them to take somewhat of a step back this year. They do fit the profile of a team that's going to win fewer games after a big jump like that from 2024 to 2025. So I would expect some regression there, but how much, I guess, is the question. I do like the Jets over 5.5 wins. And then, Miami's buried at the bottom. I don't know if there'll be any value just betting them against the spread in some random spots during the year. But I think it's kind of an easy 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, again, Art mentioned this earlier. Whereas the North, it's going to be a really tight division. We said it might be the toughest top to bottom. This division to me, guys, and Joe, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. I feel it's like I don't want to say the easiest, but it feels the most logical 1, 2, 3, 4 of any division in the sport, where it would go Buffalo, New England, Jets, Miami. I think is going to be the order of finish, and I think most people probably feel that way.
So Buffalo is the favorite. Is that what we're all on the same page thinking, that Buffalo there? I mean, Art, let me ask you. New England regressing. Schedule's a little tougher than it was a year ago. Is it not? I'm not convinced that Joe Brady being the head coach is great for Josh. I mean, you still got Josh Allen. You still, obviously, you're going to have a shot to go. But are we convinced that, McDermott was the problem, Art? Are we convinced of that?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. And I if I'm wrong, maybe one of you can pull it up. But I think the Bills in their first 4 or 5 games, really tough coming out of the gate. And when you're going to have a new coach, it's going to have to sit there and figure all this out early, even though it's a veteran team and they've been together. But yeah, I don't know. I still think the Bills are the team to win the division. Clearly, the odds state that. We all think New England does take that step back. Also, all that Vrabel stuff, how does that play in to what New England's all about? But yeah, I mean, listen, obviously there's going to be a little bit of growing pains probably early with a new coach. I mean, I don't think there's any question, despite having maybe the best player sitting there in the league. And once again, we didn't even mention, Allen sitting there to repeat as MVP at 5-1. He's the lowest on the odds boards for that.
Yeah, it's I think it's just going to be the best of the rest. And listen, Miami, we know it's a rebuild there. The Jets, we're hoping, don't win anything, although they should be somewhat improved here. To me, it's going to come down to New England and Buffalo again. I'm not convinced that Buffalo has figured anything out here. That's the problem. So by default, it could be New England there, BP, as much as that pains me.
Art mentioned the tough start to this season for the Bills schedule-wise. I looked it up. He is correct. It is at Houston, then they host Detroit, host the Chargers, host New England. So 3 in a row at home. That's good. And then they're at the Rams. Those are that is a very
tough
challenging schedule. And then they're at Vegas, and then they get the bye to recoup. So it'll be interesting. I think if Buffalo can kind of just be okay, which they should. I mean, they should be okay. I mean, at least go 4 and maybe 4-2 going into that bye. I think they'll be in pretty good shape. But to answer your question, Joe, about, was McDermott the problem? We're going to find out if it was him or just the players on defense. The defense, it wasn't a particularly challenging schedule that the Bills faced last year, and their defense still wasn't very good and consistently let Allen and the offense down. The Jets, we mentioned it yesterday. I just want a big reason I expect them to improve their win total from last year is simply turnover luck. They had none of it last year. They did not have, they were, I believe, the first team in recorded human history not to have an interception over a NFL season. Yeah. Not one. They didn't have one interception. And I joked that I'm just going to fire on, the opposing quarterback to go over half an interception every game until it happens. What are they going to not have an What are they not going to have an interception until the end of time, Joe? I think eventually it's going to happen.
I agree.
Okay.
How many wins this division, Art? What or is it a 10-win, 11-win? What is this division?
Yeah, you're in the 10-11 win range. That's got to be where you're at for this. And I mean, it's once again, as we keep saying, it's really only 2 teams who can achieve that. Even if we think the Jets will be improved, obviously the Dolphins aren't sniffing that at all. It's between Buffalo and New England. Who can get to 10, who can get to 11. And then honestly, it might come down to their games against each other.
Yes.
I mean, that's possible as well.
Yeah. What's your favorite bet in this division there, BP? You got a win total. You got Buffalo. I don't even know what's Buffalo to make the playoffs. I guess that's kind of cheating. But yeah, are we fading the Jets total? Are we fading the Dolphins total here? What are we thinking win total?
Jets over 5.5 minus 120. That's my favorite.
For Christ's sake.
I'm sorry. Sorry. You said it yesterday. You said it yesterday. You said it yesterday that the Jets need to lose this year to set themselves up for greener pastures, pun intended. And they're going to screw it up by winning more games than they should. I agree with you, Joe. I think they're going to win more games than they should. And you'll be very upset. That's okay.
Who are we fading in this? Who are we fading in this division here? Or who are we backing here? I mean, do we think New England wins 11 games here? I mean, what do we think here?
If you like New England, we're just talking about the playoffs. You get New England like minus 170 to make the playoffs. You can look that way. Dolphins alternate team wins 3.5. You get plus money on that if they go 3-14. And like I said, you could take a shot with them to have the worst record at almost 4-1 because it's probably between them and Arizona. No shock there. A couple other teams you could throw in. So there's probably some plus money prices to take advantage with the Dolphins. BP said it too. Probably just can go against them all year, in a lot of their games. But, you're going to have to pick and choose spots when the Dolphins play.
10.5, is that still the Buffalo win total?
Yeah,
I don't see it happen. I under in Buffalo.
Juice to the over, Joe, too.
What's that?
Juice to the over.
Yeah,
Juice to the over, too. Yeah, you get plus price on the under.
Nope. I think they're going to lose, I think maybe 10. Because I think 10 wins this division, because I'm not exactly sold on New England either. I think they'll regress. I can't wait to see now a year with Drake May here in this system. Let's see what happens and what defenses pull up, because I think Seattle showed everyone. But listen, Patriots win total, 10.5 as well.
It's split across. You can get 9.5 over, 10.5 under.
Yeah, 10.5 under. I would go both 10.5 because I think 10 is what wins the division at best. Go ahead, BP.
I have a question for Art. Actually, I remember I had thought about this over the day. There's all these metrics that are out there that are more wildly understood about teams that are going to improve, teams that are going to regress year over year. On the other side of the counter, has there been over the last couple of years what's the word I'm looking for? Not like a desire, but like a move to like get more aggressive with these teams that are going to regress. Hey, we're going to post that win total lower because everyone thinks that team's going to be worse. Hey, everyone thinks this team's going to improve, so we're going to be more aggressive with their win total and post it higher. Because the last couple of years, look at the teams that that have shown big improvement. The public was on them, right? The public was on New England at this time last year. They were on Chicago last year. 2 years ago, everyone was calling for the Chargers to improve. So our odds are we going to see moving forward odds makers get super aggressive with win totals on these teams that everyone thinks are going to improve or everyone thinks are going to regress?
It's a really great question. I think anytime you're in a risk room and you're hanging numbers, you can always take a position with a team or a couple of teams or whatever the case may be. And then listen, the bottom line is when you do that, then you forget what the public's going to bet. You allow your sharp players and the people you respect who are going to shape your numbers, let you know, or, hey, are we in line with these people? Are we totally off? Do we now have to change our approach here? And a lot of times when you do that and you go to price discovery on a number and you get in line with some of your sharp people, then you feel even better and you can get even more aggressive and maybe even raise your position on a team. Because a lot of times too, some of these teams, or even people who are considered general public bettors, they can maybe even shop around and get a better number because it's been moved. So, all these numbers are available now. So they're like, oh, wait, I can get this team at this price. It seems like it's, low, or it's different from FanDuel, or it's different from DraftKings. So there's always ways to set up what you're trying to accomplish in a risk room.
Yep. Going to be fun. It's good to talk NFL stuff, isn't it, guys? Right back in the saddle again since next time we all speak, it'll be August. And next, I think Friday is a game. Is that correct? I believe we got a
Thursday.
Thursday, yes. Thursday.
Yep.
My goodness. Luke Kuechly there. I think Fitzgerald going into the Hall of Fame in Canton. Bryan Power will be there, which is always fun.
It's a stone's throw down I-77 from me. The Hall of Fame in Canton.
All right. All right. So we'll do it again. We got a lot of Major League Baseball going on. So we'll go ahead and run down this board once again. We'll do it round table style. See if we can get through a bunch of these. Afternoon baseball, I believe, is what we got with Yankees and Cubs. Art, I'll start with you. Warren against Imanaga. How you leaning in this one?
Definitely got to lead the Cubs here. But I would also probably lean under in the game.
9. Don't mind that either. Pirates and Reds, BP. Skeens taking on Hunter Green. Interesting one here. 8 now for a total.
Yeah, if I was listening closely, I believe you like the Pirates in this one, Joe. Or no, it was Art that liked the Pirates in this one because we had talked about yesterday the Pirates being a little bit undervalued into the make the playoffs market. This is the kind of game they need to win. Hunter Green has been very feast or famine on the mound for Cincinnati, Joe. He's had 2 good starts, 2 bad starts. It'll be interesting which Hunter Green we see show up today.
Phillies, Orioles, Painter called back up for the Phillies to start going up against Young. I'll take the Orioles at home at Camden Yards. Can't trust the Phillies. You got the Cardinals and the Jays. Leahy, surprisingly good here, are taking on Dylan Cease. Blue Jays at home. Neither of these teams can hit water if they fell out of a boat. How you looking at this one?
Now, we had mentioned in the sharp section where the sharps laid 1.5 with the Blue Jays, and you saw that price go up on the Blue Jays anyway. It was about 160 overnight. It's like 180 now. You're right. I mean, St. Louis can't score. Probably look at their team total under.
Like that. All right, Diamondbacks and the Guardians. Shocker, BP, how this works, because you're going to be at this game here at some point. Tanner Bybee at home. Always better at home, I think, than on the road. Are they going to score enough to get it done here is my question.
Yeah, I said I like the Guardians in our parlay of the day, and I'll just reiterate it here. And then, I'll be at the game an hour early, Joe. $2 Miller Lights tonight for an hour before game time. Come say hi if you're at the ballpark.
Nobody's coming to say hi. White Sox and the Rays. Fetty against Martinez. Let me just say it's the White Sox at the Rays. Yeah, I'll take the Rays at minus 135 in that one. I don't know why. Sometimes you need to overthink things. There's really no reason to. Marlins and Mets here, Art. Something called a junk. Oh, no, that's Peralta. Oh, no, that is junk. Junk and Peralta. Will Peralta even pitch in this game before he gets traded? Mets minus 130 here at City.
Yeah, it's a great question. I'll take a little bit of plus money on the Marlins. They'll beat the Mets tonight.
All right, let's go, BP. Your favorite team, the Nationals, taking on the Braves. Foster Griffin definitely won't be a member of the Nationals after Monday. Bryce Elder for the Braves. What are we doing here?
God, that was a brutal loss on the over yesterday. The team total over. Maybe Nats first 5. I mean, as long as Griffin doesn't get traded in the next 7 hours, Nats have the starting pitching edge. Griffin against Bryce Elder. The Nats are 11-1 in Foster Griffin's last 12 starts. Oh, by the way.
I like that. All right, Rangers and the Astros. Good one here. Evaldi versus Brown. I think Hunter Brown has actually figured it out, got rid of the rust. I don't trust the Rangers after getting beat up against Tampa, now on the road against Houston. I love this Houston lineup. I'll take Houston at a cheap price there. Royals and Rockies. Waka versus Sugano, Art. Total hovering around 11. I don't know if either of these two teams, if you play the game twice, can get to 11 runs. What are you thinking?
This is one of those, there's so many games on the board. You just pass a game like this, but good call, Joe. Probably a play on the under. But just to get back to that Texas series, that's a huge series, enormous series.
Yep,
that's
huge.
such a big series right now, right before the trade deadline. But yeah, getting back to the Royals Rockies, this is a pass on a game. But if you look anywhere, maybe look towards the under.
Brewers taking on the Angels here. BP Drohan, extra day's rest. Taking on Ryan Johnson, who is just absolutely horrific on a lot of different levels. Brewers not overly expensive, minus 160, 165. That's the way I went to parlay today. What are you thinking here?
I don't see any reason to disagree with what you just said. So I'll just add this note about the last game, the Rockies and Royals. There has not been a single pitcher who has overachieved more this season in terms of wins and losses than Colorado's Tomoyuki Sagano. His expected ERA is close to 7.30, yet somehow the Rockies have won 6 of his last 7 starts. How I love my expected ERA, Joe. No qualified starter in baseball has a bigger gulf between actual ERA and expected ERA than Mr. Sagano. So I don't know if tonight's the night to fade him. Kansas City, crushing loss yesterday. They're going nowhere fast. Next time Sagano starts, though, I'm going to be on the other team.
Good stuff there. I would also look at the Angels team total under there. Art, Tigers, Athletics. We said Mize has already been scratched because he's likely heading someplace else. It's a bullpen game. Madden opening up for Detroit. It's going to be all bullpen from here on out. Jeffrey Springs for the Athletics. What are we thinking here in Sacramento?
Maybe this is the day to take a shot with the A's. Lean the A's.
Oof. Wow. Okay. Giants, Padres.
Brutal.
Oh, that is just ugly. I just threw up a little when you said it. Giants, Padres here. BP. Wisenhunt going for the Giants. It's an opener. Rodriguez for the Padres, giving way to German Marquez for the Padres here. Giants took the game last night. What are you thinking here?
I got nothing on this game. Art said he's just waving on the Colorado-Kansas City deal. This is, I don't know. I'm not a believer in either of these two teams. Giants did win yesterday's game. You would think the Padres aren't going to get swept, but there's probably a better time over the weekend to back the Padres than here.
Yeah, I'll take the under. It's still Petco, and both of these offenses low. Red Sox, Dodgers, Art, 8.5 as a total. Suarez versus Enriquez there. So we got opener situations all over the place here for the Dodgers. Red Sox, though, won again last night, but, where are the runs coming from with the Red Sox tonight?
Yeah, I mean, what are they, 25-5 over their last 30? The Red Sox have been incredible. Listen, anytime you can, the public looks to kind of jump on the Dodgers, they'll do that. They're going to do that tonight. So maybe this is the time to take a shot with the Red Sox, even at +1.5.
All right, BP, you got the last one. Twins at the Mariners here. Zebby Matthews going up against Bryce Miller for Seattle. 7.5 is the total. What are you thinking here?
Well, this is going to be my long shot bet. You want to get that segment going here? Because I have a
transition right into it.
Money bet.
Yes,
I'll tell you what, Joe. I'm starting to learn how this thing works here.
Great.
Okay, well, take 6 months. I'll get you right out of here, Joe.
Perfect.
I like Bryce Miller to record a win for Seattle at plus 130. I'm buying Seattle. I know Seattle's been a big disappointment this year. Minnesota's been a big surprise, but I'm selling Minnesota this weekend. I'm buying Seattle. Seattle's a much better team at home. And you know who was really good in Seattle, Joe? Miller. How about a .95 ERA and a .60 whip? I know it's only 5 starts, but he's been completely dominant. The Twins were so lucky to win with that grand slam yesterday. They had 1 hit in the first 8 2/3 innings, and they were shut out the day before. I think Miller mows down the Mariners. Odds makers are telling you they've taken a position Seattle's going to win this game. Well, if Seattle wins this game, why is it going to be? It's not going to be because of their offense. It's going to be because Bryce Miller pitches his ass off. So Bryce Miller to record a win at plus 130 is my long shot.
All right. Art, how about your long shot? Where are you looking here today on the card?
Goldschmidt to hit a home run at Wrigley.
Damn, dude, I didn't realize. All right, that's spicy. I'm not gonna lie. That's a little spicy for a Friday, but is today Friday? I don't even know what day it is.
Yeah, it's Friday.
Yeah, it is Friday. Good. Spicy Friday with that pick. All right, then. You guys are gonna leave me no choice. I'm gonna go to an NFL futures market. No, I'm kidding. I am gonna go very. I'm gonna keep it very simple. If it ain't broke, let's not fix it. I am going to go with the Red Sox over the Dodgers at plus money here tonight.
Woo!
Dodgers always seem to lose the first game of a series for some reason, and then they win everything else. So I'll take the Red Sox here tonight, and that is your long shot segment here. Guys, I got to say, I mean, Art, this has been great. It's been a pleasure. Honestly, Brian Power, yeah, no, I'm kidding. It's always sort of nice to see you. But listen, enjoy the game here tonight. I think, do we usually bet unders when you go to Guardian games? What is it?
We usually do. As a matter of fact, the last game went 12 innings and still stayed under when I was there. The Guardians went 0 for 17 with in scoring position. So we shall see tonight with Bybee gets no run support, and the Guardians don't score a ton, so it makes a lot of sense to get the under. But again, I like the Guardians to take tonight's series.
Wow, that is fantastic there. Art the Caesar, we'll see you on Monday, my man. I think Prez will be back. We got a college football preview coming your way on Monday. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. BP, we will see you next week. You said you were what? Ankle bracelet, traveling. What's going on there?
Don't worry about me, Joe. I'll be back soon enough. And I know you'll be counting the days down. You'll be the first to know.
Yeah. Do not threaten me. Okay. Guys, best of luck. Enjoy the weekend. We'll see you again on Monday for the best betting show ever.